Okay. Hi, this is Ice 333. Currently, it is August the 19th, 2025. Okay, so I guess my last video was about Danney Williams, who claims to be Bill Clinton's alleged biological son. So I looked at this chart, and what I found was just astounding. Pretty much, Danney Williams slash Clinton, his natal Jupiter is, I believe, conjunct Jennifer Flowers, a natal Jupiter. And I believe also in regards to Monica Lewinsky, her natal Jupiter is like close to that area as well. So they're all, I believe, inside of the same sign. Um, I believe also in regards to Monica Lewinsky and Jennifer Flowers, um, their sons are exactly opposite each other. I think one is a Gemini and the other is a Sagittarius. So that's really interesting. Let me see here. So I was wondering though, if Danney Williams was born in 1985, and I believe the Clintons, they were married, Hillary and Bill, they were married in 1975. And yet Jennifer Flowers, the affair that happened with her happened, I believe, in 1992, and the affair with Monica Lewinsky happened in 1998. If Danney Williams was born in 1985, I believe Chelsea Clinton, she was born in 1980. That would mean that technically Danney Williams would be the first Monica Lewinsky, or Danney Williams' mother, because pretty much Bill Clinton allegedly, for now, impregnated her first, and we don't know what went on behind the scenes with her. So hopefully, what Danney Williams claims, or Danney Williams slash Clinton claims, is hopefully just a rumor. Because if not, like I said, this is the nuclear bombshell from hell. Go figure. Shock. That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, man, that's the only thing that could shock me. I was expecting a love child, but a black love child. Anyway, so like I said that in regards to the impeachment of Bill Clinton and the astrology that went on with that, that doesn't happen until, I believe, next year. I believe January 17th, 2026, and May. Dates decided. Let me pause real quick. Some dates decided me. I mean, I want to be as accurate as possible for now. So this phone is. Whew. Anyway. Okay, so the dates are for Bill Clinton, May 4th, 2026, where his progressed moon was sextile his natal nodes, and I believe that's around the entire time of the Starr report and the impeachment hearings. So the first date is May 4th, 2026. The second date is May 16th, 2026, and that's where Bill Clinton, his progressed Venus, is going to conjoin his progressed Mars. So Venus deals with partnerships and partners, but also money too. And progressed Mars is just anger. So something dealing with a relationship or whatever. Maybe it's a divorce. I mean, I hope it's not. I hope the Danney Williams situation is not true. But if it is, boy. So it might not be an impeachment. It might be a divorce. Anyway, so that's May 16, 2026. And I believe, I'm not going to say the last date, but the next date in regards to May 2026 is going to be May 27, 2026. And that's where Bill Clinton, his progressed Mercury was sextile his natal Mars. And so that means some news will make him upset. Something said will make him very upset. So maybe he's divorced, or maybe there's an impeachment. Either way, Hillary Clinton is going to go through a similar situation as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. That's what the astrology shows. What happens, we will see. I just know something shocking, crazy, and bad happens with Bill Clinton around this time. Well, let's see here. Let me pause again real quick. Okay, so I was saying earlier that the song "The Boy Is Mine" it came out in 1998, and so I mean, back during that period of time, I mean, I watched the interview with Monica Lewinsky, and I believe there's an interview. I forgot her name. But anyway, Monica Lewinsky, she seemed like she was in love with Bill Clinton at the time. And so this man, I guess he was just super charming with his quarter. Anyway, so but yeah, the more I look into this, if the Danney Williams story / Clinton is true, that would mean that let's see here. In that perspective, a black woman would have been the first Monica Lewinsky. And being that she was like low income and she was black, allegedly, but how she's living, I mean, how with I watched a video in regards to Danney Williams, and it seems like she was going through a lot. But being that she was low income and black, she probably couldn't take care of the situation. And so that's just bad imagery in regards to the Clintons. So let's see here, what else? And also, the news media, it seems like they refused to cover the story, I believe in 2016. But I think he also, Danney Williams, he also said that he tried to get Obama to do a DNA test in regards to Bill Clinton as well. And so, yeah. and back to the song, The Boy's Mine, in regards to Brandy and Monica, I said, I guess the boy's everybody's, because apparently Bill Clinton has been with everyone. I said that damn boy is everybody's. But anyway, let's see here. So yeah, let me pause real quick. So yeah, I was saying that if the Danney Williams story came to be true, then I can only because it's, in my opinion or whatever, I said that Donald Trump, he may not jail, or the DOJ may jail Bill Clinton, I don't know, but somehow I think Donald Trump may say that, you know what, we can't be locking up our presidents, and so he might give him a pardon, but he said we can't impeach him, because like I said, there is no jail cell for this kind of situation. And I can't describe it, because I'm like, the news media refused to cover it, etc. And this is Danney Williams. I went back and I watched the interviews and the news media coverage of the Jennifer Flowers story, and it's like the people that were talking about Jennifer Flowers. One dude, he said that he doesn't care if the president screwed his pet or something like that. He said that if he has good policies, then we want him inside the office. And I'm like, and I mean, they just went back and forth, and then they kept painting Jennifer Flowers as just crazy and etc. And they were saying that we believe Bill Clinton, and I'm like, and then they kept. I think Jennifer Flowers, she said that she was vilified for 1992, for the time period of 1992, 1993, 1994. 1995, 1996, 1997, 1998. That's 7 years. Blech. So much that was going on. Sorry. But, so, yeah, she was vilified. And then when Bill Clinton didn't have a choice but to say that, yes, I did have relations with Jennifer Flowers too, and several other women. So imagine a black woman, a neglected black woman, and her neglected black child. The black child's mother, Danney Williams' mother, was the first, quote unquote, Monica Lewinsky. And that's the nuclear bombshell from hell. And yeah, I saw that James Comey, I think, or whatever, or the old FBI director, he posted something in regards to Taylor Swift. And what did he say? Let me pause for a second. Okay. But yeah, what the old FBI director, he mentioned, he mentioned like dates. So he said like 15 years ago he went to a Taylor Swift concert, and 14 years ago, etc. I'm looking at numbers and dates, and I'm like, And then I think I actually sat down and listened to these songs by Taylor Swift, all the ones he mentioned, and then I watched this 2 hour interview between Taylor Swift and this other guy. I don't know his name. I want my 2 hours back. 2 hours and 8 minutes specifically back. I think that was torture. But and I mean I like Taylor Swift's music. I like her music. Some of it. But anyway, so come to find out that Taylor Swift, the number 13, which I already knew is her favorite number. Which is also a number that seemingly comes up with me a lot too. But also her album, the album, I believe, the album disc or whatever. The color of it is orange, and I believe her and Donald Trump, they had like a feud or something like that, either a few months ago or a few years ago. I don't know. I don't care about celebrity back and forths or whatever. Anyway, but so it's interesting, and she made note in that interview. She said that I leave hints everywhere in regards to the things that she do. So who knows if there's like a cryptic message there or something like that. I did notice that on her album cover or whatever, the songs or whatever, she has like a image, some images of Anyway, I noticed what stood out to me was something that's a song titled Father Figure and Canceled. It was just something that was up with her album art or something like that. But those are the two things that stuck out to me, and then the orange color. So anyway, there may be a threat. So I'm looking at the numbers 15, 14, and Father Figure Canceled. Yeah. Anyway, I also said that pretty much the days that Donald Trump should worry about in regards to next month is, well, for now too, really from the dates of the 22nd of August all the way through the whole month of September. But specifically September 14th, 2025. And it could be days before or days after. So really the days that are September the 12th, September the 11th, all the way up through September the rest of the month of September, because I believe there's an eclipse that's going to hit sometime between now and time. I forgot the exact dates. Let me pause for a second to check that out. Okay, but the eclipse is going to be on September the 7th, 2025, and I believe they said that eclipses and things can last for 6 months or longer. So I'm not very good with transits or whatever. But anyway, it's just a very important event, and things just tend to shift after eclipses or whatever. That's all I know. Anyway, but again, Donald Trump should be careful around the August the 23rd and September the 14th specifically. But this entire period of time, he needs to be careful. So I'm down with the Taylor Swift thing. And then, also Gavin Newsom. Like I said in my previous video, I believe I was talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and I gave you the full astrology from August all the way up to October, because I was like, I don't feel like making videos not really saying anything and not really giving specific astrological dates, because I've already given them to you in that video, in the full blow by blow of what should go down. And so Gavin Newsom. So I told you in that video that Gavin Newsom, his chart was going to go erratic. It looked like it went erratic, and he has been doing a lot of crazy things, and it seems like I said he was going to try to go for a presidential bid or something like that around this time. I said he might, and he's doing a lot of extra stuff these days. So yeah, I also said that around September 2nd, September 5th, I believe, JD Vance and Usher Vance, their charts, it shows that they're angry about something upsets them. And I believe on the 5th of September, I think Pete Hicks said he's, I believe, shocked about something, because I believe he has an aspect to Uranus, and Barron Trump should be angry about something either later on inside of the month of September or early. I forgot, but just go back to that video and watch it. I believe it says pretty much the astrology for August through October, and also it references Ghislaine Maxwell as well. All the astrology for these next few months is there. I think I made it. Was the last month? So yeah, and I did it on purpose so that it was either last month or it was early this month, like on the 3rd. But I did it on purpose so that I just put all that there so that people can go back and look and say, oh, he actually did predict that. So let's see here. I mentioned Gavin Newsom. Let's see here. Pause again. Well, let's see here. I guess since Taylor Swift she specifically said that she loves numerology and dates and stuff like that. Let's get started. I want to talk about Monica Lewinsky first and give you some dates from her past and now. So let's see here. Today seems like it's going to be an important date for Monica Lewinsky. So let's see here. I'll start with the date first. Today is August 19, 2025, and in regards to Monica Lewinsky and her chart, today, this exact day, progressed Mars will conjoin her natal moon. That means that today something will anger her. And so let's see here. So we're going back all the way to 1997, July 1997. So on July 1997, I believe that Linda Tripp, she's a whistleblower, and she pretty much began, I believe, to record Monica Lewinsky. So let's see here. On September 11th, 1997, in regards to Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, it made an aspect to her natal Lilith. And I believe her natal Lilith is conjunct Rahu. Also on September 11th, 1997, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon it opposed her progressed Venus. Okay, so on October 8th, 1997, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, made a quincunx to her natal Venus. On October 22nd, 1997, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, made an aspect to her natal Saturn, and she should have been upset about something that day, or she should have lost something that day. On May 18th, 1998, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, made an aspect to her natal nodes, so it was a fated event. On July 2nd, 1998, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, it made an aspect to her natal Jupiter, and so she apparently probably got lucky around that time. On July 28th, 1998, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, semi-sextiles her natal moon. She was probably emotional about something that day. On August 8th, 1998, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon, it made an aspect to her natal Mercury. She probably got some news around that time. And was it around the time that she began to get recorded by... No, something she's got some news about, maybe the Starr report or something like that. She probably got somebody that came up to her and probably asked her, tried to get her to testify or whatever. Let's see here. On December 4th, 1998, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed Venus, it made a square to natal Saturn. So there was something that went down with her partner or whatever. And so something probably went down with Bill Clinton. And you know that's around the time that the impeachment started, because I believe the impeachment began on December the 19th, 1998. So let's see here. On December 19, 1998, her progressed sun made an aspect to her natal Mercury. So, yeah, something big happened around that time. On November 14th, 1999. Wow. On November 14th, 1999, her progressed Uranus opposed her natal Mars. So that was like a big event for her too. Oh yeah, I did. I watched the Monica Lewinsky interview, several. And she said that even after the this impeachment or whatever, she said she went through hell. She said that she was told in a line, not saying too much and not saying too little, or just enough just to get by, because she was afraid that they could lock her up. So she said it really did ruin it. The situation really did mess up her life. So something could have happened around November 14, 1999. So let's see here. Now we're getting back to the current date. October 30th, 2024. For Monica Lewinsky, her progressed sun, it made an aspect to her natal Mars. So something happened around this time that made her upset. October 30th, 2024. I think Monica Lewinsky, like I said, she created her YouTube channel, reclaiming Monica Lewinsky. I believe she made it on. She created it on October 25th, 2024, and that was one day before Hillary Clinton's birthday. So that's interesting. Her progressed sun made an aspect to her natal Mars around that time. I'm I wrote these notes down 2 or 3 weeks back, so I'm just going down this list because I'm trying to make a video so I can try to stay relevant, even though there's only like 1 or 2 people watching this video. So, but still, it's something to watch because I mean, who knows? It might blow up into something bigger. So yeah, Monica Lewinsky, she created her YouTube channel, Reclaiming Monica Lewinsky, on I believe October 25th, 2024, and that was one day before Hillary Clinton's birthday. Go figure. Progress sun aspect of her natal Mars. So let's see here, still back to current date. It's currently August 19th, 2025, and I said already, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed Mars, it conjoined her natal moon. And so something is happening today that's going to upset her. Or be, upsetting to her. So, but previously this year, on March 24th, 2025, progressed Saturn conjoined Monica Lewinsky's progressed K2. So something happened that caused a loss for her around March 24, 2025. That is when I believe Donald Trump, he signed the executive order to declassify the Crossfire Hurricane. To declassify the Crossfire Hurricane. You know what I mean. Anyway, so her progressed Saturn conjoined her progressed K2 that day. That's interesting. So on August the 12th, 2025, Monica Lewinsky, her progressed sun, quincunx her natal Chiron. So that means that she had a job to do in regards to just her influence, her ego, her influence. That's interesting. That's around the time that the Jesus Christ, Ghislaine Maxwell. That's around at that time, the Ghislaine Maxwell situation. That's interesting. So on October 14th, 2025, which is around the same time that Bill Clinton, he also has his progressed Uranus conjoining his natal Uranus, which is going to be on October the 11th, 2025. October 14th, 2025 for Monica Lewinsky. Her progressed Venus will square her natal Sun. So something that her partner does will blow her up in regards to her ego. That is interesting. So it ties, whatever happens around October ties back into Monica Lewinsky. That's interesting. So let's see here. We're going to go, well, that's too far ahead. I'll do it though because it's important. That's why I wrote it down. So on April 20th, 2027, for Monica Lewinsky, her progressed moon is going to make an aspect to her natal Saturn. And so she's going to be upset about something that day. On April 24th, 2027, for Monica Lewinsky, her progressed Venus will square her progressed Jupiter. So something in regards to her partner or whatever could just be lucky or productive. And on September 6th, 2027, her progressed Mercury is going to conjoin her progressed Pluto, and which also squares her progressed Saturn. So that's something that's said or whatever. It's going to be a loss and destructive. That's interesting. That's all I have written down for Monica Lewinsky. So let me pause for a second and take a break, and then I'm going to go to Bill Clinton and basically go down the progressions that happened with him and the Starr report, and I believe also the impeachment. So let me pause for a second. Okay. So Bill Clinton's progressions in regards to the Starr report and the impeachment. So let's see here. On January 26, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his natal ascendant. And that's when he claimed in a news conference that he did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. So let's see here. On February 9th, 1998, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon squared his natal midheaven. And so that means that there was just some emotional dealings in regards to his career. On February 18th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his natal Mars. I watched so many interviews in regards to Bill Clinton and that the news coverage and stuff that went on with that. Like there was, I believe on January 27th, 1998. Basically, all these Democrats, they were defending. I'm thinking about 1992 and Jennifer Flowers. Jesus Christ. Um. Anyway, back. Let me just continue with Bill Clinton. So let's see here. So I stopped at February 18, 1998. And that's when Bill Clinton, his progressive moon opposed his natal Mars. Something could have had that made him upset around that time. On March 3rd, 1998, Bill Clinton, his progressive moon opposed his natal Neptune. That happened on, I believe, August 9th, I think. And I don't really know what happened around that time in regards to what we can actually see, but maybe we'll find out later on when more news comes out in regards to the investigations. March 16th, 1998 was when, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon trined his progressed Saturn, and he should have lost on that day or been depressed that day. Okay, so April 19th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his progressed Neptune. I don't know what happened around that date. I've listened to news articles and things like that, but it was just too much. So let's see here. On July 9th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon trined his natal Pluto, and that's going to happen in the future, and it's very important in regards to the Starr report and the impeachment. So remember that date. Also on August 10th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon trined his progressed Pluto, and that's a very important event where his progressed moon trines his progressed Pluto. It's going to happen in the future. That should be a very important date. On August 17th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, he admitted to having an affair with Monica Lewinsky. So, and on September 9th, 1998, that's when the Starr report was submitted. Okay, and so let's see. On September 15th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon sextile his progressed nodes. That's a very important progression. So remember that one for 2026, I think. And let's see here. On November 16th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his progressed sun, and that was a progressed full moon. And so that should have been a very, very big event for Bill Clinton as well. So let's see here. On November 24th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon sextiles his natal node. And yeah, that's another very important date for Bill Clinton. And progression and that happened inside his chart. So let's see here. On December 19th, 1998, that's when the impeachment began for Bill Clinton. And it was 6 days before Christmas. And I told you that a lot of stuff came out in regards to entertainment. Like I said, I believe May the 12th, 1998, that's when the Brandy and Monica song "The Boy's Mind" came out. And I guess, like I said, now I'm like looking at Bill Clinton. I said, I guess the damn boy was everybody's. Anyway, so let's see here. Also, you know that I've said that Resident Evil 3 came out, I believe in 1999, I believe. But I think Nemesis inside of Resident Evil dialogue or whatever. I think Nemesis was created or whatever, or designed in 1998. And you know, Nemesis, he's screaming stars around as he chases around the Starr agents who's trying to uncover corruption inside of this corrupt organization called Umbrella, who released a virus that infected people and turned them into zombies, mindless zombies, like COVID-19. Anyway, in 2019. But anyway, so yeah, that's Resident Evil in the years 1998 and 1999, and that's also The Boy's Mind, and also I believe Sonic Adventure came out around like 1998. I think December 26th or whatever, December 23rd. And like I said, that's 3 days after the impeachment began. And I also said somebody must have really hated Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton because apparently they started the impeachment 6 days before Christmas, and they ended the impeachment I think 2 days before Valentine's Day. Go figure. It's like screw your relationships, Bill Clinton. Like that's a very messed up situation. In regards to Bill Clinton, I'll just say allegedly lying to the American people in regards to his sexual dealings or whatever. So that's December 1998 in regards to Bill Clinton. The impeachment began. And let's see here, on December 26th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon quincunx his progressed ascendant. And you know that when his progressed moon opposed his natal ascendant, that's when Bill Clinton claimed to not have had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. So that's just an important progression to remember. And on December 28th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mars semi-sextile his natal Venus. So something could have happened in regards to his relationships that was just angering to both, to just him. On January 4th, 1999, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed natal Chiron. That means he had a job to do. So let's see here. On February 12th, 1999, the impeachment ended right before Valentine's Day. On February 20th, 1999, Bill Clinton, his progressed midheaven, conjoined his natal sun. So his career at that point in time was what it was. So that solidified what he was. So let's see here. On March 17th, 1999, for Bill Clinton, his progressed sun trined his natal nodes. So it was his what he was in regards to his ego just was what it was. That's his fate. That sealed his fate. Let's see here. Let me pause for a second. Okay. So, like I said, on March 17th, 1999, for Bill Clinton, his progressed sun trined his natal nodes. His ego was what it was at that point in time. That sealed his fate. But not only that, also on March 17th, 1999, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon sextiles his progressed Uranus. So it was just shocking to him and everyone around him. So, yeah. And that was an election year, right? So I guess maybe he shockingly won an election. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Bill Clinton. I'm sorry. I'm tired of him. After learning what I've learned, Scorpio, like in regards to Hillary Clinton and being a Scorpio. And I mean, I have an 8th house moon. I was telling my friend a while back about all the stuff that I had gone through and how I felt about situations and personal stories. And she was like, "Look," she said, "Chris, don't tell me anything else. I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to know anything else." That's what and I guess that's why Scorpios just don't talk much, because it's like you can just anyway. It's too much, and I guess that's also why Gemini's is 8th house is away from Scorpio, because Gemini just reveal things and tells things, and Scorpio just keeps things tight and locked in secret. And so 8th house Gemini moon, or even an 8th house Gemini Mercury, you can just tell everything, and people are just like, anyway. So back to Bill Clinton, and basically March 17th, and just shock. Maybe he won the election, and it just shocked even him, even though what he was and what he signified. Anyway, so on May 19th, 1999, Bill Clinton, his progressed midheaven, it made an aspect to his natal Chiron. So that means that his career was what it was, and he just had to work with it. And let's see, yeah, because on June, well, it's not that close though, but on June 27th, 1999, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposes progressed Chiron. This means that he had a job to do. On July 2nd, 1999, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon trined his natal sun. On July 12th, 1999, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon trined his progressed midheaven. He's had, again, a job to do. And on January 7th, 2000, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his progressed Jupiter. So he's got lucky in regards to something. Let's see here. So I'm gonna move forward to the current dates, which is, I got a date for October. Huh. Well, okay, I'll move forward to the current dates for 2025 and 2026. I didn't know I wrote. Like I said, I wrote this weeks ago, and so I'm just going down the list. But I said in regards to Monica Lewinsky, on October, I believe 30th, I believe her progressed Mars made an aspect to something inside of her chart. And so, or there was I said that October 24th, 2020, Monica Lewinsky, regardless, she made her YouTube channel, reclaiming Monica Lewinsky, and she created the account on October 25th, 2024, and like I said, that's one day before Hillary Clinton's birthday. And I forgot the aspect. Wait, let me pause for a second and I'll add it. So yeah, in regards to Monica Lewinsky, I said on October 30th, 2024, her progressed sun made an aspect to her natal Mars. So yeah. Okay. So now, what I noticed is in regards to Bill Clinton, on October 24th, 2020. Oh, that's 2020. So it's not as important as I thought it was. Anyway, on October 24th, 2020, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Pluto is sextiled his progressed nodes. And that's when I believe Kamala Harris, she lost the 2024 election. No, that's when Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about these dates. Anyway, it's so much stuff going on. This is 2020, October 24, 2020. Progressed Pluto is sextile Bill Clinton's progressed nodes, and that's when I'm gonna say Obama, Biden. I don't know why this is messing up so much, or why I'm mixing up my dates and everything, but maybe this date is very important. On October 24, 2020, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Pluto sextiles his progressed nodes, and that's when Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Right? Right. Okay. And that's when also I believe they also tried to impeach Donald Trump again for something that he did. I don't know. I forgot. I'm tired. Anyway, moving on. We're moving on to 2025. So on July 5th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his natal ascendant, and that's when the DOJ, they released a memo saying that Epstein did kill himself, and that Epstein did not have a client list. Okay. And I also made a post on, I believe, July the 3rd, that's when Bill Clinton's problems started. Ugh. Anyway, so on July 17, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton, his progressed moon, squared his natal midheaven. And I believe that that's the day that Donald Trump, he said that there was that the Epstein scandal was he considered a hoax. So yeah, let me take a break for a second. Okay, so like I said, on July 17, 2025, that's when for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon squared his natal midheaven, and that's when Donald Trump, he claimed that this entire Epstein situation was a hoax. And let's see here, I think on the 20th of July, that's when I made the post about well, let me pause. I want to say it. Okay. But I said, I believe on July the 20th, 2025, I said, let the history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back. And on the third day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. The end. Biblical. Let's see here, what else? Signed, the astrologer, Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. Anyway, let's see here. We'll see how this pans out. So let me pause for a second. Okay, so let's see here. Moving on August 9th, 2025, that's when progressed moon opposed Bill Clinton's natal Neptune. Like I said, there was nothing that came out around the day, I don't think. But I do know that there was a major influence on Ghislaine Maxwell. I believe she also had something inside of her chart. So yeah, the next date that come up inside that oh my god, the next date is August 29th, 2025. That's when progressed moon trined, trines, because it hasn't happened yet. Trines Bill Clinton's natal Mercury, and that's when he may get some news or hear something, or make an order or something like that. And also, I said that, like I said, Donald Trump, he needs to be careful around from the dates of August the 22nd all the way through the end of September, because just the transits and the transits and the progressions of everyone inside of a circle. Not saying that. Well, I'm not gonna rule out anything. Just be careful. Him and his entire circle. But I believe this time he's the one who should be the most careful. The last time I think I was more concerned about Usher Vance, but in this situation I believe that he needs to be very 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 careful. And I believe that I think on September the 14th that's when the transiting nodes will square his natal Uranus. And I've already told you that it's hit like 4 times already so far. Let me pause this and go back over those dates. So 1 second. Okay. But I am repeating myself, but this is important because, like I said, today's the 19th of August, 2025. So this is like 1 month exactly, not exactly about off by like 5 days or whatever. But this is exactly 1 month before this big event is to take place. So like I was saying, pretty much on August the 14th, 2024, the transiting nodes in the sky squared Donald Trump's natal Mercury, and that's when Kamala Harris, I believe, she had the bid to become to replace she replaced Joe Biden in regards to the presidential run, and she lost on November the 5th, I believe. So let's see here. So the next date that comes up in Donald Trump's chart is June 11th, 2025, and that's when the transiting nodes in the sky squared Donald Trump's natal sun, and that's when a lot of Jesus Christ, lawmakers and senators, it seemed like they was trying to get locked up. So I believe Gavin Newsom, he said, come lock me up or whatever. Maxine Waters, she also tried to go into an ICE facility. Another lawmaker or whatever, she made a statement and she claimed that she came to the United States illegally, and that made a big stir, and it seemed like she was trying to get arrested or get her position taken away. And I believe it ended with on the 11th in regards to Alex Padilla, where he charged Kristi Noem stage and he got too close to the stage and he got dragged out. He got dragged out and handcuffed or whatever. And so the press finally, it seems like he finally got his press moment or whatever. And so also around this time, there's the No Kings Day riots. And you could even consider that well, anyway, I'm not going to get into the tit and the tat as in regards to an insurrection or whatever. But anyway, on the 14th of June 2025, that's when I believe 2 lawmakers from Minnesota, they were killed by Tim Walz's staff. And you know, Tim Walz is Kamala Harris, or was Kamala Harris's vice presidential pick. And so I guess Tim Walz's staff member, he killed 2 lawmakers in Minnesota. And so that was June 11, 2025 in regards to this transit, not progression, that happened in Donald Trump's chart. So let's see here. On July the 14th, 2025, that's when did something else come up on July the 14th, 2025? Anyway, the things that I noticed was basically I believe Elmo's X account was hacked, and basically Elmo demanded the Epstein list. And then let's see here. Also on the same day, I believe Sean Ryan, he interviewed Gavin Newsom, and I guess he made Gavin Newsom look good in regards to being a possible person to run in regards to the presidential race in 2028. I don't whatever. I'm not even gonna comment on that because I'm like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so let's see here. On July the 22nd, 2025, this is the date that everybody, I believe a lot of astrologers was concerned about. Mainly, I believe Joni Patry and me and several others, but the others they didn't claim that somebody could get hurt around this time. I believe anyway. Joni Patry is usually the only astrologer that I tend to watch and like trust a little bit. So let's see here. Around on July. Well, no, around this day because I believe that the press conference came out on the 23rd. But on this date, I believe that Tulsi Gabbard and Caroline Leavitt, they announced that they found evidence of basically Hillary Clinton and Obama creating the Russia hoax narrative and a lot of other hoaxes and whatever situations to derail Donald Trump's 2016 election bid or whatever. And so they said they claim to have found concrete proof or whatever. So yeah, that happened on July the 22nd, 2025, and that's when the transiting nodes in the sky squared Donald Trump's natal nodes, and that was a very, very important date for Donald Trump. Let's see here. So, like I said, on September the 14th, 2025, this is when, which is next month, this is when the transiting nodes in the sky will square Donald Trump's natal Uranus, and I expect a shocking event to happen in regards to Donald Trump, to Donald Trump's partners and opponents, because I believe Uranus rules Donald Trump's 7th house. So yeah, but he also needs to be careful. So let's see here. Back to Bill Clinton. So I'm talking about September the. Let me start back over in September in regards to Bill Clinton. So let's see here. On September 8th, let me go back a little bit. On September 8th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mercury will quincunx his natal midheaven. And so basically, like I said, he will be told something about his career maybe. On September 27th, 2025, Bill Clinton's progressed moon will trine his progressed Saturn. And that means that something depressing will happen in regards to Bill Clinton. So let me pause for a second. So yeah, that would be a bad day for Bill Clinton on September 27, 2025. Like I said, his progressed moon will trine his progressed Saturn. Just depression and loss or something. But on October 6, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will quincunx his progressed Jupiter. So that means that he should get lucky. And like I said, Donald Trump, his progressed sun will make an aspect to I believe his nodes. And so that means that something in regards to his ego or whatever, it's like a fated event or something that goes on with Donald Trump. Like I said, maybe it could be a pardon. I don't know, or maybe Bill Clinton could be told that I'm just going to impeach. I'm not going to lock you up. I'm going to impeach. I don't know, but I just know that Bill Clinton gets lucky, and I know that for some reason things are just shocking to everyone in regards to Bill Clinton. And like I said, a black love child is the only thing that could shock me at this point. And basically a black woman being the first, quote unquote, Monica Lewinsky. News of that breaking. That would be insane. So shocking and insane. And the thing about it is that, like I said, Danney Williams, Danney Williams, he begged Obama to get the DNA test done. He begged Hillary Clinton to get the DNA test done. He begged Hillary Clinton to get the DNA test done. He begged Bill Clinton to get the DNA test done. And it all fell on Deaf's ears. As a matter of fact, he begged the news media to get the DNA test done because the Monica Lewinsky the dress was there, and that all fell on deaf ears. So if that scandal broke and it came out to be true, everything done. You can't say nothing because there won't be nothing to say. DNA hardcore proof. Democratic Party, and like I said again, it's the Republicans that actually freed the freaking slaves. So, is your mind blown yet? Am I the best astrologer ever? Because I'm predicting this now. Like I said, it's August the 19th, 2025, and this should hit on September 27th, 2025. The God of astrology. So. Anyway, again, that's September 27, 2025, October 6, 2025, And so it's just, yeah. So let's see here. Like I said, on October 11th, the date I keep telling everybody about, October 11th, 2025, that's when progressed Uranus is going to conjoin Bill Clinton's natal Uranus. And let's see here. And I'm thinking right now about Taylor Swift and her album. And she's saying that her number's like the number 13. And I guess she said don't vote for Donald Trump and all this other stuff or whatever. I wonder what she feels about Bill Clinton. And as a matter of fact, my number when I do the annotations or whatever is 13 because the letter I, as in ice, blue, 3, 3, 3. So I should sometimes shorten up in this I 3 or 13. And I'm saying Donald Trump has been vilified this entire time, and it seems like the person who you supported, or the party that the president of the party that you supported turned out to be worse. I said worst first. Worst than Donald Trump, who has not been proven to have done anything wrong. Mind blown? Wow. I kind of feel bad, but I mean, I feel bad for you, yeah, Taylor Swift, but I feel worse for the black people that voted Democrat all these years. And yet, this bombshell has been out there for years. And yet, the only person who found it was me. An astrologer who everyone downplayed, who everyone blocked. An astrologer from AstroSeek, who, I mean, I kind of deserve the hate, though, because I really trolled everybody, even though I'm this good. The god of astrology. And you say you do love numerology and astrology. Well, how do you like these dates? How does that green CD cover fare against pure astrology? But who knows? I might be wrong, and I might look crazy. But if I'm right, Jesus Christ, this would be bad, really, really bad. Anyway, back to the point. I'm wasting time here, like I wasted time watching that 2 hour and 8 minute podcast. Anyway, and the 10-minute song. If I end up dead talking about this stuff, what happened was, because I mean, you know what happens to people that talk about the Clintons, and they say that they end up saying that, oh well, they must have been suicidal. If I die, what happened was I listened to 2 hours and 8 minutes of that podcast, and I listened to that 10-minute song, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I think my time is up. She's the reason why. It wasn't because he was suicidal. Maybe he was after listening to all that. Maybe he was. And then look at the pictures and not trying. I saw the hints and all this other stuff too. And the song Exiled and the signs. How about my signs? How about my astrology? And what I've done. Whew. Oh yeah, and I want to reference this all the way back to this, because I mean, you say you uplift. I can't get my words out. You say that you uplift women, and I am only here for, well, 2 reasons, but the overall bigger reason is Jennifer Boozer's shop, Canabama. She was the first cannabis store in Alabama, and she fought hard to get her shop in Alabama and then keep it open. And she was fighting to the end. Like on July the 1st, 2025, when Andy Witt, his bill went into effect. I believe it was HB 455 or HB 445. That number just keeps on just getting mixed up. So I just say it either way, and you can just Google it, Andy Witt and HB 455 or HB 445. And like I said, that bill, it ended up getting multiple shops raided on, I believe, June the 23rd, 2025, and also getting a black man or a black boy killed on the same day as the shops getting raided. Black Lives Matter, and everybody's life matters. So I wonder who's more uplifting. And in regards to the wars, everybody's life matters. I feel for the Russian soldiers that are on the front lines, and I feel for the Ukrainian soldiers who are being rounded up in Ukraine and put on the front lines. I feel for all of them. I feel for the people of Gaza, and I feel for the people of Israel. And the thing about it is that I meditated on this and etc. And pretty much what I found out was pretty much this. The technology we have right now is nothing. The cell phones we have right now were unfathomable. If you brought a man here from the 1930s or whatever, he would not be able, or man or woman, they could not fathom being able to communicate with wireless devices, to be able to see, to have a phone that could display pictures and etc. This is unfathomable to communicate from satellites. And we only have this now because of just what we are limitedly allowed to do and have. And think about AI and the technology or whatever. We can go so far ahead. It's unthinkable of what we're capable of. What we have now is nothing compared to what we have. And so my point in regards to just digressing that far, wouldn't things be better if we all could communicate with each other? And instead of having wars, we can have simple treaties and have our cell phones, and we can just have, I mean, James Coleman was saying, they're so mean, and you have a song called Why You Gotta Be So Mean, but it's better than killing each other. So we should all be able to come together. That's my wish. We could all come together, cuss everybody out over the internet, and be done, and live another day. So I pray for everyone, not just Gaza, not just Israel, and not just Ukraine and Russia, and everyone. Anyway, I came here to finish talking about Bill Clinton and this bullshit and the shit that he fell into. Where'd I stop at? But we as a human race is capable of so much more. And look what we're doing. We're killing each other over. I mean, you're trying to assassinate the president over a mean tweet, when that's better than killing each other. I mean, through wars. We can talk to each other. The people in China, no. The people in Russia could talk to the people of Ukraine via device and say, my brother, we don't have to kill each other. Let's just talk about this and figure this out. I mean, even Russia, they sent a treaty first before they started sending the missiles. And Boris Johnson or whatever, he said, no, we're going to fight for this and such and such and such. And Putin is a Libra, I believe. And so they Libras, I'm a Libra rising. We negotiate first before we start throwing blows or whatever. Because I mean, when it goes down, it's like, okay, I was fair. The only other option is to just completely annihilate you. And I'm surprised that Putin hasn't completely just eradicated Ukraine. But I guess he needs to the technology or whatever, or he knows is that there's a long game that's in play. But anyway, we can communicate with each other and just settle things that way instead of killing each other. Because when I was meditating, I found out that we are all that we have with each other. This generation is all that we have. And instead of fighting each other or whatever, we can just talk things out and move forward in our own way, in our own groups and systems. That's Aquarius, right? So anyway, there's no point to any of this. We can just talk about it. We have the technology. It was unfathomable, my point, to talk to somebody literally 180 degrees of this globe away from you via a wireless cell phone. And yet, instead of talking, and then we also have the technology to transcribe what they're trying to say to us into a language so we can interpret it so that we can understand that, oh, you're not trying to kill me? Oh, you just want to just be understood? Because that's all that's all fighting is. Trying to state your claim. And so instead of killing each other, just say what you mean and mean what you say, get it over with, and let's just verbally hash it out and be done with it. Whether it's mean or not, at least you're not dead, and at least I'm not dead. Because when the people who support me see me die, guess what? They're ready for war, and they're gonna take you out. And then when the people that you see you die, they're gonna be ready for war. And it's gonna be a never-ending cycle until we get to the point where, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree, and we agree on these things, and we don't agree on these things, and we go our separate ways, and that's it. And we move on, and we live, and we cohabitate, and that's it. And the thing about it is that how this country is right now, we can coexist and be constructive on things that we need and don't need, and we all want the same thing. It's just that we're all separated by politics. Because I doubt you as Taylor Swift would want, or you as any celebrity would want, a child's genitals mutilated before they even know what sex is, before they can even legally consent to sex. Does that even make sense? I mean, and if it doesn't, I guess only a person whose sexuality is more fluid could understand. But a lot of things that the Democrats are doing, the word's not insane, it's just, is it degenerative? Is it degenerative? I believe that the duality of the matter is the Democrats have become degenerative. You know what I mean? Can't get my words out. Degenerative. Anyway. And then, or they're just regressing into this. And then the Republicans, they're just mean, I guess. By what James Comey says, you're just mean. We're mean, but except you're cutting the genitals off of a biological male because the child at age 3 said, "I'm a girl." And I say that allegedly, for now, but I've heard so many stories, and I'm like, anyway, moving on. I'm trying to talk about astrology, and I'm just going on a political rant. Anyway, so I stopped at October 11th, maybe 2025. Progress Uranus conjoins Bill Clinton's natal Uranus. Shock. That's all I know. Whether it's the Monica Lewinsky scandal or the Danney Williams Clinton scandal, or maybe he has a slew of other children. I don't know. Or maybe he had a second marriage that we don't know about. I don't know. With Bill Clinton, we just don't damn know. And with Hillary Clinton, it's going to be a secret until it comes out anyway. Allegedly. But anyway, so on October 21st, 2025, Bill Clinton, his progress moon, will oppose his progress Neptune. I don't know what's going to happen on that day. On November 13th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his progress ascendant. And on November 13th, we should know something in regards to whatever this event is, because I think that's a major event that happened in regards to Bill Clinton and the Monica Lewinsky scandal. On November 28th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will oppose his natal Uranus. His natal Venus. Natal Venus. And the last time this happened was on June the 21st, 1998. So that was for Bill Clinton, his progress moon opposing his natal Venus. So let's see here. On December 17th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his natal Pluto. This happened before, and it's a very important date. I forgot what happened, though. So let's see here. On January 17th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon was sextile his progress nodes. And that happened during the impeachment, I believe. And on January 24, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his progress Pluto. That happened during the impeachment or whatever. Or the Starr report, one of them. And so let's see here. That's when it came out. Or that's when it was submitted, I believe. On February 12th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will quincunx his progress sun. And that something will happen in regards to his ego or whatever. On May 4th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will sextile his natal nodes. That's a major event in regards to the impeachment or whatever. Maybe he's impeached, maybe he's divorced, maybe something just big happens that's scandalous or whatever. It's as scandalous as the impeachment hearings of the 1998 trial or whatever. On May the 16th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress Venus will conjoin his progress Mars. And his partners will be upset about something. And he will too, I believe. On May the 27th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress Mercury will sextile his natal Mars. He will hear some news that's going to upset him or whatever. On July 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will quincunx his natal moon. And something happens with him that's probably emotional. On August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton's progress moon will sextile his progress Uranus. And something shocking will happen with Bill Clinton. I believe also around this time, his progress moon will aspect his natal Uranus too. I'm not sure, but either way, just shock. Let's see here. On October 1st, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will oppose his natal Jupiter. He will get lucky around this time. On November 19th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will quincunx his progress midheaven. And yeah, something will happen in regards to his career that he'll be probably known for. On December 10th, 2026, his progress moon will, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his natal sun. Something will happen in regards to his ego. And let's see, is that last one? So there's three more. On December 10th, 2026, I already said this one, but I'll say it again. For December 10th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his natal sun. Something will happen with his ego or his career that will just, yeah, he'll be known for something in regards to his ego. On April 23rd, 2028, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will oppose his progress sun. Again, it's similar to the December 10th, 2026 event. Something will happen in regards to his what he's known for. His oh, this is a big event. It's like that's a progressed full moon. And so, yes, something definitely will come up with Bill Clinton around this day, April 23rd, 2028. I believe this also happened during the Monica Lewinsky situation. And let's see here. On April 20th, 2032, that's when progressed sun will oppose Bill Clinton's natal moon. I don't even know what to call this. This is a reverse progressed situation. Either way, that's a big date for Bill Clinton on April 20th, 2032. That's interesting. Those are election years too. Anyway, I guess the last thing I'm gonna do is I want to give the dates for Danney Williams, and I guess I'm gonna end it there. So let me pause for a second. Okay, So I guess let me see here. I said these are going to be the dates for Danney Williams in regards to Bill Clinton's chart, because I don't think I have Danney Williams ascendant, so I can't really trust the ascendant nor the moon for Danney Williams / Clinton. But I did look at Bill Clinton's chart, and this is what I found in regards to Bill Clinton. So on March 19 the in March of 1985, it seems like the mother of Jesus Christ, Danney Williams, may or allegedly may have been impregnated by Bill Clinton, March 1985. And so looking back on December 7th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, for Jesus Christ. On December 7th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Saturn made a sextile to Bill Clinton's natal Mars. And on December 7th, 1985, I believe that was the exact day that Danney Williams was born. Let's see here. On November... Oh, it reversed too. In November 1985, for Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton's progressed Mars squared his natal Saturn. So around the time of November 1985 and December 7, 1985, something major could have been going on. And who knows, maybe that black woman probably did try to get in contact with Bill Clinton, and he just denied it. He probably said, "Oh, you're a prostitute or whatever," and it ain't mine. I mean, and even if you try to sit up here and prove it, I ain't take no DNA test. Maybe there wasn't no Jerry Springer back in 1985. Maybe there wasn't no Maury back inside of 1985. And but I can only imagine, like Judge Janine Piero, she would love to do this. She would love to do the reveal. And the DNA test confirms that. Well, not to confirm. How do you say it? And the DNA test results have determined that Bill Clinton, you. Well, let's go to a commercial break first. Bill Clinton, we're back. You are the father. Imagine that shit, man. And then I predicted it all the way back on August. Well, even before now. But here's the I'm giving you the long 1 hour, and I don't need this long 1 hour and 43. It's 44 seconds now, but. So since James Comey watched Taylor Swift's 2 hour and 8 minutes podcast that talked about nothing except for her album, which could have just been. I would rather have had a tweet. But those cinnamon rolls or whatever that she said she makes, they sound delicious, but I won't be eating hers. I mean, because she might kill me, or maybe not. I said that allegedly. Anyway, especially if this comes out to be true. Anyway, but I wish for world peace, genuinely. Even though I voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't initiate any wars for real, so you could say that Donald Trump is actually the president of peace. I mean, you saw how things went under Biden, and what happened with Ukraine and Russia and etc. Right, and Israel and Gaza. That was Biden, I think. Yeah. But it didn't happen under Donald Trump. Anyway, so yeah, so I guess that may mean that a black woman may have been the first Monica Lewinsky, or the first Monica Lewinsky. And it's funny. Monica Lewinsky's having a bad progression today. Who knows? This video might blow up into something huge. So let me go back and say my little quote again, so that I can piss off every astrologer inside of the world. I did start this whole channel off too pissed off every astrologer out of the world, because there was a list of astrologers that they said correctly predicted the 2024 election results, and I wasn't on that list. Talk about Eris and a golden apple and a 13-ounce. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and ask for that now, since this video may blow up. So to Donald Trump, I said in my previous video, I wanted a 3-ounce solid gold medal. The price has been up, buddy. I want a 13-ounce solid gold medal that says, to the best astrologer of 2024 and 2025. With what it saying? I wanted it written around the the medal or whatever. And I want the head of Medusa with sapphire eyes and a golden apple beside it. And on the back, I want a picture of you, not of your head, but of you signing an executive order, the Crossfire Hurricane executive order. I also said I wanted 13 million, but we'll see if that comes true or not. Let's see here. I also said that I wanted you to get Jennifer Boozer's shop back open. And I do want you to, well, I can't tell you what to do, but in regards to Andy Witt, if what I say could predict what happened to Bill Clinton, imagine what I can do to you. Or Andy Witt. So, it's written in my chart. In either way, it will happen anyway. Anyway, because I believe that everything is fated, can't be changed. So, anyway, let's see here. So, and that's a solid gold medal, not silver, not a gold silver plated medal. No, solid gold, 13 ounces. 13 million. And I'll just throw that out there to see if it'll stick. Jennifer Boozer's shop back open. Whatever you do with Andy Witt, do it. But he's on my shit list. I did say that I wanted to try to get the casinos open in Alabama, or casinos, up and running back in Alabama. But then a girl, she told me that pretty much sometimes casinos can mess up people's lives. So I don't know too much more about the casino, but if people can think of good reasons to bring it to Alabama, wonderful. But Jennifer Boozer's shop, I want that back open. I was the last phone call that Jennifer Boozer got in regards to her store, Alabama, and I heard this woman crying, and the phone cut off on me, and the last thing I heard was dude, and it was in the middle of me trying to give, I believe the representative, or maybe I think it was probably her son, my phone number so that she could call me back whenever she got the phone with whoever she was talking to. Anyway, so let's see here. I quoted. Now I'm gonna quote it again. I said, "Let the history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back, and on the third day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after." The end. Biblical. Signed, Astrologer Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. So, we'll see if this pans out. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Oh yeah. I also wrote as an addition. I said on July 31st, 2025, my first prediction came true. I said, well, it's July 31st, 2025. And I just want to say that I think we already have a king of astrology. But what is a king to a god? And I put, do you believe me now? And I said, sign Astrologer Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. And I posted the Team 4-star Broly, do you believe me? Do you believe me now? Anyway, I'm trying to see, is that everything? That was on True Social, and it was on X or Twitter or whatever. Anyway, I think I'm done for now. I was just trying to make a video because things aren't going to really start kick off until I believe maybe after September 14th, 2025. And that's just when a lot of stuff will go down. And that doesn't include the astrology that goes on with Bill Clinton's progressions and the impeachment and the Starr report. So anyway, I guess that's bye for now. I'm trying to see. Oh, I want to end with this. That's what it was. I said I also want to be sponsored by Apple. I made a lot of demands. So if Apple wanted to send me I want the highest end MacBook. I want the MacBook too. I want the MacBook, the MacBook Pro, Max, or whatever new one they come out with. I want the highest end Mac Studio whatever they come out with, and I want 4 of the XDR screens and the stands that they come with. I want it all. Let's sponsor me, Apple. And I mean, just so I can use the computers for research and porn. Lots and lots of porn. I need lots and lots of storage. So the highest storage capacity that you can give me. Anyway, let's see. Is that what? I think that was it. And I want a phone from Samsung too, if Samsung wants to sponsor me. And Geisley, I want a rifle from Geisley. Glock, I want that COA Glock 43X MOS. Casio, I want that that MRG that can connect to a GPS satellite or whatever. I want a Tesla Cybertruck fully decked out and loaded from Elon Musk. I want a Toyota Prius Prime, fully decked out, fully loaded. Mountain House, I want a truck full of your whatever you got to offer. Federal, all the ammo you can give me. Let's see here. Danganronpa, I want to be sponsored by Danganronpa. Detective Conan or Case Closed, I want to be sponsored by them. Just merch. I want to be wearing their shirts inside of my videos. Danganronpa and Case Closed, and maybe they can do a co-op or whatever. That'd be cool. Let's see here. Is that everything? I'm trying to see if I'm going on the list. Let's see here. I said federal. Oh yeah, but a shotgun. Benelli, Mossberg. Yeah, give me whatever you want to give me. Even Dell. I want one of those Dell Latitude extremely rugged laptops or whatever. So I can have Apple software and Windows software, and also just research using both of those devices or whatever, and also have the Dell laptop because it'll be basically virtually indestructible. I'm trying to think about all the sponsors that I can have, because this video may blow up, and I'm like, why not put everything inside of one big video and let people just come back and be like, oh my god, he said all of this. I'm trying to think about things. Are there any more sponsors that I want, or anybody else I want to shout out? Well, yeah, I want to shout out to D.T. Douglas, the best voice actor in all of Resident Evil, in the Resident Evil franchise or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't see. There aren't any online pics of D.C. Douglas's size, but I mean, we apparently know Bill Clinton's size from that article that I posted about in my last videos in regards to Danney Williams / Clinton, possibly allegedly being Bill Clinton's son for now. We'll find it out. Hopefully that may be what goes down. But anyway, but you don't see any, for to say the actual what it is, but you don't see any pics of D.C. Douglas anywhere. But you do see the President Clinton's pics, and yet everybody knew that it was true about Bill Clinton and back in 1998, and yet he still became president. Go figure. Let's see here. Anthony Tubin. Oh no, it's Jeffrey Tubin. Whatever the guy's name is, who apparently after a Zoom call, he just whipped it on out, and apparently he was still live, and I guess he started tubing. And I mean, he got a phone call, and he said that you might want to put that tool up, buddy. He said, I want, but you know what? I wonder which would be kind of smaller. Bill Clinton's, who's allegedly the size of. Let me grab this real quick. Pause. Okay, So, but I wonder who's bigger, Bill Clinton's or Jeffrey Toobin's. I mean, because the article stated that, what was it, on the Republic or something like that, the National Republic or something. They said that Bill Clinton's is the circumference of a quarter. Let's see, am I gonna be able to get the? I can't get it. Anyway, okay, well, they said that Bill Clinton is the circumference of a quarter, and I did say that, JFK. Maybe hopefully you can see JFK. Can you see this? Anyway, the circumference of Bill Clinton and the size of a $50. That's the name of a $50. That's the circumference. The length is 5 inches. So I wonder who's bigger, Anthony Toobin's or Bill Clinton's. And somebody's seen it. Apparently, a lot of people seen. A lot of people seen Bill Clinton's, but maybe you have to be female to see that. The people on the Zoom call saw Toobin's. I saw Hunter Biden's. And if you want to see Hunter Biden's, just Google it. Uncensored. He got some genes. Anyway, and then we have who else? Eric Swalwell, but that wasn't sexual, and he denied that he farted on live TV. So basically, I guess we'll say that there was a noise that sounded like a fart, and his facial expressions changed around the same time that we heard that noise. It sounded like he was like, "Oh God, it's out of me." It's not sexual, but maybe it's not sexual. And if you know, you know. Anyway, so what was my point? I was thinking about sponsors. Nobody's gonna want to sponsor me now. Oh God. Hey, come on. Live a little. Laugh a little. If this story broke and it came true, come on. If you don't sponsor me, I was talking about DC Douglas and him getting his job back. If these Democrats have done this much stuff and got away with it, and Jeffrey Toobin got his job back, Bill Clinton became president. Joe Biden, who is Hunter Biden's father, became president even when Hunter Biden's stuff was out there. And I'm like, well, what was that like? What was that like about that picture? Anyway, but like I said, it was bigger than Drake's. Anyway, Bill Clinton and Toobin. Maybe Toobin lost a little weight. Anyway, what was my point? But anyway, they all got highly prestigious jobs. While the best voice actor in the Resident Evil franchise, in my opinion, seemingly can't voice or has not been called back to voice everybody's loved and adored character. And the new voice actors just sound like absolute shit, dog shit, worse than dog shit, like trash, trash. Yes, trash. I had to think of something that was worse than dog shit. Trash. The voice actor for the prominent female character inside the Resident Evil verse, she sounded like she was just bored. She didn't want to be there. And then the voice actor for DC Douglas's replacement, he just sounded like that's not Wesker. Oops, I said it. Don't sue me. I love your franchise. Just get better. Get your voice actors back. Like, what they say is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You broke it. It's broken. It's done. Bring back DC Douglas, please, please. And I'm saying this now, like, because I mean, when you talk about the Clintons, I mean, they say you want to off yourself. If I'm ready to, if I want to off myself, I mean, pretty much it's because of watching the 2 hours of Taylor Swift and her rambling about nothing. I mean, nothing. But the picture, the album art was pretty. It was nice. So yeah, it was nice. But I believe there's some hidden meanings there. Anyway, I saw a few of them. But anyway, I'm not a Swift. Well, what was that guy's name? Travis Barker. I love his parodies. So I think my favorite Taylor Swift song. Well, no, my favorite Taylor Swift video. I can't say it's my favorite because I like Travis Barker's better. The blank space video. That was awesome. Anyway, and I'm in what, Bad Blood. Anyway, let's see here. I was talking about DC Douglas and getting his job back. Give him his job back, please. Jesus, like, please. I mean, whatever he did. Do you? If this story breaks, whatever he did, bitch, please. Like I said, DC Douglas asked for a three times raise, and come out, and this opens the door for a remake of the game that Jesus, DC Douglas was in, and you can make it better, and you can add more Wesker scenes into it. That would be freaking awesome. Like his more story and lore, and the thing about it is that if you add more lore to that portion of the story or whatever, you can there possibly could be a way. Ooh, am I ruining it like a plot line? There will possibly be a way where Wesker could be revived in like a Resident Evil 10 or something. Who knows? Anyway, let's see here. What else? Who else do I want to sponsor me? Trying to think. Let me pause for a second. Oh yeah, there's another person. This guy, he just seems like a cool guy and a nice guy, whatever. And he does jewelry. Harlem Bling. I wanted one of those. Well, three. I wanted three necklaces or whatever. One that with the biggest moissanite chain you have, and two Mexican 22 and wait. I'm not good with jewelry, but three necklaces from Harlem Bling. I want to be sponsored by Harlem Bling. What else? I'm trying to think, because I think Apple would be a great start. 13 minutes. Well, really, the great start would be the 13-ounce solid gold medal from Donald Trump. Not plated, not plated over, not gold plated over silver. No, solid gold. I saw that event. Oh yeah, from Tiffany and Co. I saw that event where Donald Trump, he did with the police officers and the box that he couldn't open. Maybe I'm ruining my my event, but still. I said specifically in a previous video, I said that I wanted a solid gold, not plated, a solid gold 3-ounce, but now it's been up to 13 ounces because Jesus Christ is taking way too long. But the astrology shows it's going to take a long time. But it's a solid 13-ounce gold medal in an easy to open Tiffany box, Tiffany Co. box, with a solid gold medal saying, "To the best astrologer in the United States of America for the years of 2024 and 2025, with the head of Medusa with sapphire eyes, and a golden apple beside it, which is going to automatically be gold, and on the back, like I said, with a picture of Trump signing an executive order, and not of his head, but of him sitting at a desk signing an executive order, the Crossfire Hurricane executive order." I can't think of any other sponsors for now, but in the future, if this blows up or whatever, I'll think it's a war. Or I'll post some more. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I got Mountain House, Geisley, Glock, Federal, or any other ammo company. Mossberg, Benelli. Let's see here. I'm not, because I would say all these other fancy gun makers or whatever, but the thing about it is that I think prepping first, and so I'm a prepper first. So I'm thinking like just something that works. Glock always works. Geisley, looking at their specs and looking at what they do to their rifles. Excellent rifle. Excellent rifle. And Federal's like the best ammo company. And Mountain House is like the pristine, the best freeze-dried food company. Let's see here. And then Elon Musk. Oh yeah, I said I want to be sponsored by Jeep a while back. Jeep. And who knows? Yeah, Jeep. I didn't say the exact Jeep I wanted. I want a white Jeep 392 with the gold accents. I mean, I haven't looked at the specs in a while. I think I want a while back. I wanted the old model where the anyway, a Jeep 392 white with gold accents or whatever. Because that first model, it came out a couple of years ago. It's been a while, but it came out a few years ago. It'd be nice to have a Dodge Challenger, the highest end Dodge Challenger or whatever. But I think they stopped making those too. Anyway, so that's a sports car, 2 battery powered cars, and off-road vehicle, off-road Jeep, and maybe a Ford truck or whatever, the highest end Ford truck that they can find. That's, yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the sponsors. Of course, Samsung. I want the newest Samsung that comes out, and I want the newest iPhone that comes out too. How much time have I wasted? Where do I want to stop? Because I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to have a video that's there that I can just, if I need to, I can take clips from it and just say, okay, well, I said this on the 13th, but this is relevant now. So I'm just gonna rant throughout this video, and whatever somebody finds relevant, they find relevant. And I'm not really good with jokes right now because I'm just yeah. But let's see. Back to the little quarter or whatever. And the $50. So the circumference of a quarter. That's what they said Bill Clinton is. And I think they said that Hunter Biden, and I saw that. Well, I said that they say, the articles say that Hunter Biden is like 9 inches. But what I saw was a little bit bigger. So look that up. Like I said, it's bigger than Drake's and it's girthier. I'm like, Jesus, the things you see when you research. Anyway, because I'm just reporting on what I've seen. This isn't my opinion. Well, this is my opinion, but it's also reporting on what I've seen. I'm trying to see, is there anything else that I missed? And I also said that in a previous video that I wanted to get I wanted Nicki Minaj to give a game tuber, a female game tuber, I guess 10 autographs. I don't know how many friends she has, but I also want to play a joke on one person inside of her circle because I'm kind of jealous of that person. But these people are like, they are the epitome of like black entertainment in regards to just game tubers. I love this game tuber, and I say she saved my life. She's a female game tuber. Basically saved my life. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of everything because I'm like, I'm tired of making videos, and I mean because I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again because the dates don't change. It's just the information, but it's not gonna. I'm limited. I'm what's the word? I'm stopped by the actual dates that I'm being blocked by time itself. I want to make a video, but there's nothing to talk about. I mean, there is things to talk about, but they're not like important. This is the same reason why I didn't talk about the Iran strikes or whatever. It wasn't important, and you saw how the the news coverage about it just died. Like, as soon as Trump said ceasefire, next thing. So, and I mean, I bet you people have forgotten about it now. But the Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton thing, still ongoing. And like I said, it's going to probably still be ongoing all the way throughout 2026. and looking at the later progressions in Bill Clinton's chart, 2027 and 2028, I think. I'm not going to go back to that. So yeah, but anybody, whoever wants to sponsor me, they can sponsor me. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I forgot. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I think I've given everything I could give in regards to Bill Clinton and Danney Williams. And just an update on everything. So, and that's like an hour and 40 minutes. I mean, if people can sit down and watch 2 hours and 8 minutes of Taylor Swift just rambling, and I've only and out of that interview, I only learned like, Jesus, 5 things. 2 hours and 8 minutes. I learned 5 things. In this video, you learned you were given multiple dates and an update. So this is the difference between a person who voted for Donald Trump and a person who voted Democrat. Anyway, let's see here. I think that is probably it. Oh, there's one more sponsor, a very important sponsor. LZ, the flashlight company. If you Google and if you YouTube their flashlights or whatever, they're shown to be indestructible, almost indestructible, or allegedly indestructible. But I would like to be sponsored by LZ. LZ. Oh yeah, and Trigicon too. I forgot about them. And apparently Aimpoint too, because Trigicon they don't innovate that fast. But apparently Aimpoint did, and they got the contract with Glock and, yeah, I think the ICE agents or whatever, after SIG, and SIG had a situation. And we'll leave it at that. But I mean, it's funny how SIG got all those contracts under Biden, and those devices just were defective to our most important, to our officers, to our defenders of the homeland. All their gun, their protective, their projectile devices were made to be self-inflicting. Imagine just chasing after a bad guy, and you're like, "Hold, stop!" And you pull the projectile device out, and you shoot yourself in the leg. And we're not pulling the trigger. Jesus Christ! But anyway, there's so many jokes out there that I'm tired. I'm still burnt out on Bill Clinton, and like looking at the Danney Williams situation. If that comes out to be true, Jesus Christ. I'm really just trying to make this video as long as possible, because I mean, watching that 2 hour and 8 minute Taylor Swift video just pissed me off. But anyway, I said to sit through it. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me. Yeah. Let me pause for a second. Oh yeah, there's another thing. There's another sponsor that I want, or just really, I just want merch. What started me off in regards to looking to the occult was actually Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh, yes. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I didn't play Pokemon. I played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was very good at it. I destroyed people. So I mean, it'll be nice to get some to be sponsored, maybe through merch or whatever, by the company Yu-Gi-Oh. My favorite character of the Yu-Gi-Oh universe is Merrick Ishtar. So I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time, and my favorite card from Yu-Gi-Oh, what was it? Right now I'm just thinking the Millennium Shield, because I always played defense. My first, I believe, Yu-Gi-Oh deck was uh what was it? The Fortress something. It was a defensive deck or whatever. And I believe but yeah, Guardian of the Fortress or something like that. Fortress of the Forbidden. My favorite card I think was Millennium Shield, and I believe also Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. The card that I could never get, but I got later on when I got older, because I played that game when I was younger, was Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. So, but I used to love those cards. What was my favorite? What was the card I used to take everybody out with? Though? I'm trying to see here, because I used to just be very very good. Those are just my favorites though. Millennium Shield and yeah, Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, and Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. So that'll be a nice sponsor. It's like it'll be like everything's going full circle. Cause that's what got me into somewhat of the occult. It got me into looking at weird hieroglyphs and stuff like that, and yeah. So in regards to anime, so I want to be sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Case closed, because that's all I used to watch was Case closed when I was younger. Danganronpa, that's what I watched when I got older. I wish that they would make another season of the Team 4 Star Dragon Ball series or Dragon Ball Z series with the Buu saga, because the Broly saga was like the Broly movie was Jesus Christ. I had I had not I never I used to work so much that I didn't have time to like sit down and watch cartoons. Like when I turned 18, I went straight to work. When I turned 16, I went straight to work, and just I was going to school, going to work, I believe. And so as soon as I got out of school, I would go to work. I think either it was age 16 or 18, I forgot. And I think as soon as I got out of high school, the same year, I went to college, like during the same period of time that I would usually go to high school, go to high school. So I think I graduated 2018 and started college around what, August, September, November of 2020. Was it eight? Oh my God. 2008 was when I graduated from high school, and oh Jesus, 2010 was when, no 2008 is when I went to college. Jesus Christ, I've been looking at so many dates that it's like, oh my God, this and then you get hit by the Bill Clinton scandals and stuff like that. I'm like, Jesus. Anyway, what am I missing? I said Yu-Gi-Oh, Detective Conan, Danganronpa, Team 4 Star, and just making a new season. Huh. I believe that's everything. And then who knows? Hopefully, Resident Evil will make a remake of the one with DC Douglas in it and include DC Douglas instead of giving him a trash voice like they did in the. Anyway. Anything else? If anybody wants to sponsor me, sponsor me. I think that's gonna be it for me for now. I want to stop. I want to stop it at 50, at 150. So I'm trying to see here. What else is there? Oh, well, since yeah, I was looking at a mic over there. I bought a mic a long time ago. It's a Blue mic. Who knows? Maybe the mic company Blue could sponsor me or whatever with a shotgun mic and a speaker mic and a Bluetooth mic if they have one or whatever. I do sing. I did sing Amazing Grace. I can sing a lot better than that, but it's Amazing Grace is a very hard song. Speaking of Detective Conan, I can rant on about this since that girl ran it for 2 hours and 8 minutes. But so my favorite version of Amazing Grace was from Detective Conan. I used to sing in the choir, and I was the not the choir director, the piano player. He asked me. He said, "Amazing Grace would be a great song for you." And this is right after I heard. I didn't say it to the man. He apparently just brought it up. He was like, "You can sing Amazing Grace." And at the hearing, Reiko's Amazing Grace from Detective Conan. It's a movie called Countdown to Heaven or something like that. After hearing that woman, either woman or man, I don't know. After hearing that version of Amazing Grace, it gave me goosebumps. See, I was that messed up after I heard this song. It gave me goosebumps, and the hairs on my body stood up. I'm like, when this woman just hit this high note and held it, and you're like, okay, Amazing Grace. But then she hit that vibe. She added that vibrato to it and then just held onto that too. I'm like, you're just like, oh my God. Yeah. That was the best version of Amazing Grace that I've ever heard from Detective Conan or Case Closed. And I looked at this man, I said, I can never sing that song. I can never sing that song because I can never make a person feel like that. Ever. And so, yeah, I never wanted to sing that song. However, on the 13th of July 2025, when I recorded my Amazing Grace, I knew that the 13th was the day for Donald Trump and in remembrance of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, which is why I made the song, or which is why I did the recording. But I tried to find a lot of other songs to sing, and I couldn't find any good songs. And then I didn't really want to sing Amazing Grace because I was like, I cannot make anyone feel like that. But I was like, you know what? Let me try to record it, just to have something, because I was like, I had to post something today because the day is the 13th, and I had to do it in remembrance of the assassination attempt. And so I tried to record it the first time, and my voice cracked, and I was like, oh my God, I can't sing this song because this song is just too hard, and it's just, yeah. And the second time I tried to sing it was the one that I ended up posting, and I was like, I messed up on it like I think 4 times in this song, but I was like, that's probably like the best I want to be able to do it, because I was like, I can't sing the song. So I'm like, so I recorded it, and so I tried to sing it again, and I messed up again. My voice cracked, or either I was too high, or I tried to hit the like me. See, I can't like me, and I couldn't do it. But anyway, so I just say, you know what, that's gonna be probably the best version of it, and yeah, I could never make someone feel the goosebumps that I felt after hearing Reiko's Amazing Grace from Detective Conan. I can ramble this long, like Jesus. Anyway, I'm giving you everything now, so I'm tired of making these damn videos, and I'm like, sheesh. And like only like a couple people are watching it, but it's like, yeah, who knows? They can put their phone down, or have it playing inside of the background, and they hear some dates, and they're like, oh my God, that day's the day, and oh my God, this happened. And he's asking for all these sponsorships or whatever. Whoever wants to sponsor me, please. Right now I have nothing. And it's amazing that my mother passed away on, I believe, August the 12th. 2025, just a few days ago, and just looking at the astrology, it's like I thought that something was gonna go down with the YouTube channel. Maybe I would just blow up or whatever, but apparently it was her. And so yeah, looking at all the astrology and looking at my chart, I knew that something was gonna go down. And still looking at the astrology, I see that something else is gonna go down. So who knows? This video may blow up or whatever. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to see all the sponsors that I can, or find all the sponsors that I can find or say before I exit out. Let's see here. I'll probably end this at 1:55. And yeah. Let's see here. Is there anybody else that I would want to sponsor me? Let me pause. I mean, I guess since, let me see here. I guess since a lot of people are like having their own liquor companies or whatever, and I do drink a lot of liquor or whatever. It was sometimes used to when I had the money. But let's see here. Who knows? Maybe Seagrams can sponsor me. Seagrams. I like to have I like the Seagrams lime gin. and I make mixes with that. So maybe Seagrams could sponsor me or whatever. Let me see. I think I want to stop this at, yeah, there. I believe that's gonna be it for me. I guess bye for now.